Papi, let me tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. I love you.
Hello, families. My name's Hugo. I'm Christian's dad, and Christian just woke up from a nap. That's why he's right here on my lap. But it's just being a baby. But anyways, today this video is to open up on the time they told me when my son was diagnosed with autism. This was when he was about a year and 8 months. So let's see, I'm trying to think back exactly how it happened. But it all started because he didn't talk and he was already one. He couldn't even say a word, mom or dad or anything. So we took him to the pediatrician, and she didn't find it odd or anything, but she said, how's his hearing? His hearing was a concern. And we went on from there and we did some tests on his hearing, and everything came back good. And after that, he still wouldn't say anything, not mom or dad or anything, or point or look at us. So at that point, she said, you know what, how about we get you with the early intervention program? Well, I'm going to refer you to them. And we said, okay. So then they started helping us out. And from there, they said, you know what, we could, how about we get a little deeper and see what we're going to do some tests on him, and nothing big. And so they started doing some tests on him and just evaluating him on stuff that he was required to do. And they came back with the result that he's autistic. He's under the spectrum. At that point, I really didn't know what autism was, and I just felt like he's okay. He looks normal, you know. He's a normal kid, and I guess it didn't. I want to say I was in denial. Yeah, that's the word. I was in denial, and probably like 2-3 weeks. I just wasn't. I don't know what it was about me that I wasn't comfortable, and I started doing some research on the internet. Like everyone starts trying to find a diagnosis on when you feel sick or something, and I started doing some research. I went on YouTube and I typed all these different things on it, and that's when it started to sink in, and my eyes got a little watery, and I started thinking to myself, like, wow, it's gonna be hard. But it's been like about a year since he was diagnosed, and what I noticed is that I probably did wrong by looking at the videos and trying to go based off of like judging my son. Oh, that's how my son's gonna be, and that's wrong, because every child, even a regular kid, every child is different, you know. No kid's alike, and that was probably the first and I've done many mistakes on, you know, it's a journey, and my son teaches me a lot, and every day is something that he teaches me. Kind of like, there's days that he just wants to be cuddled, like right now he just woke up from a nap, and there's days that he's all like, Dad, are you serious? I'm a big kid already. But no kid's the same. Every kid is different, and I know sometimes it's hard, but let your kid explore, and don't keep them handicapped. Let them explore, and let them be a kid, you know. They just want to be a kid, right, Papa? Yeah, but for example, we would always take my son when we would take off, we put him in the car seat, pick him up, put him in the car seat, put on his seatbelt, and we were all like, what are we doing? I was all like, you know what, Christian, you're doing it on your own today. So we opened the door to the car, and he got up on his car seat like if he's done it many times. And it was actually his first time, and I looked over at my wife, and we were looking at each other like, "Are you looking at this?" And like that's like that was a big eye opener for us. And like, you know what? Maybe we're keeping him in a bubble. How do you feel that your brother doesn't talk?
Sad. I feel worried.
Why worried?
Because I want him to talk and play.
She's actually the one that teaches us a lot as well. She's 6 years old, and we try to explain to her about my son. I feel like she understands, but she's the one that could help us the most on teaching him how to be a kid, you know? Well, actually, she's teaching him how to be a kid, because that's the closest thing that my son has to another kid. So recently we went to a park, have treehouse, slides, and kids could run and just play with each other. It was my daughter, my son, and myself that day. We gave Mom a free time, and Haiti was playing tag with some kids, and the kids had to leave, and my daughter comes back and she says, "No one wants to play with me." And I said, "Why? Well, what's going on?" She said, "I don't know, they're being mean." And I said, "Okay, Haiti, go play with your brother." She says, "But Christian doesn't know how to talk." And I said, "So that doesn't mean anything, go play with him." And then she said, "No, I don't want to." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Come here, Edie, sit on my lap." So I had her sitting on my lap, and I told her, don't speak for a while, just look at your brother for a minute. And she kept trying to talk, and I said, "Nope, just look at your brother." And a minute goes by, and she looks at me, and then I say, "You notice something?" And she says, "No, what?" And I said, "You notice how your brother's all alone, and the kids are over there playing? Well, that's your brother all the time. He always feels lonely, and he has no one else. He doesn't play with no one because he has a hard time playing with others. And that's why I need you to sometimes help out and play with him, you know, make him feel welcome." I know it's hard at times because he doesn't talk, but you gotta be a big sister, and we're all here to help out, you know. And she ended up playing with him after that. That was a good night. Alright, so my son's day consists of ABA in the morning, then from ABA he has school, and then ABA again. The problem we have is trying to make him talk, and sometimes it's a little hard to explain to our parents what is a kid under the spectrum. And to them it's just like, oh, they're just misbehaving, or you know, but it's up to us to educate them, and you know, this is how things work and this and that. But it's tough, you know, it's tough. But even sometimes you feel like, oh, you know what, I feel a little sad today. We shouldn't feel that way or feel lonely, because life is beautiful, you know. And there's this saying that I really like, and it has like the skeleton behind the other skeleton. And the saying says, "Remember, despite how open, peaceful, and loving you attempt to be, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves." Matt Can. So, with that being said, I try to teach my son love, because love goes a long way.